Welcome everybody to the news/opinions video that I always do. Everything has my opinion, so take it as you will. Hate it or love it, I'm still going to be here, still going to be giving my opinions, and still going to be doing my video. I know this is going to sound like a broken record, but I need to remind you, yes, Altare is complaining about something that happened in the company. This does not mean he's going to be graduating soon. This means nothing other than he is being allowed in his Hololive persona to complain. Does this mean that we should not criticize Hololive? No. Criticize Hololive. When they make mistakes, criticize. You know me, I really like Hololive, but that is not going to stop me from criticizing them when they're making mistakes, because I want the company to grow in a positive way. I want them to help their VTubers, because behind the scenes of everything, like I said with Nijisanji as well, the VTubers are people. The VTubers deserve the best. They deserve good treatment, and they're not getting it, which is what ticks me off. Here we go. Let's see what Altare has to say.
And honestly, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I know I'm not in the best of moods. I've been very irritable recently. Today I got some pretty bad news. Not like bad news, but very disappointing news when it comes to working with this company. It's an I told you so moment. Wasted 4 months of my time with this company. So thanks for being here and boosting my mood, guys. It's unbelievable how much better I can do stuff myself. It was my Rokugo coil. The company was gonna send it over, but then it wasn't working, quote unquote. It wasn't working back in July. They said, okay, we're gonna try to fix it and we'll get back to you. Sure, okay, sure. I wait 4 months. All right, taking too long. What's happening? Oh, they're still working on it. Okay, send it over, I'll do it myself. I'll fix it myself. They send it over, I do all the custom stuff. I'd spend 1 hour troubleshooting, and it works. And guess what? The kicker is, there was a nice layer of dust on the top, which means they didn't even touch it. They didn't even work on it. It really pisses me off. The lack of support that we get from this company is insane. That's what I've been dealing with this whole entire year, these past 2.5 years. Let's just play some more video games, shall we?
And the fact that this didn't get removed, the fact that he could say this and the company's like, well, we'll let him say this, is a bit of a testament to it. Still, I'm glad that he feels comfortable enough to make these complaints. Wasting 4 months of someone's time is not good. The same way I have criticized Company A, I will criticize Holostars side of Hololive. You don't do this. Holostars is actually growing. Holostars is a separate project, of course, but you don't do this. You don't let bureaucracy mess things up. I'm gonna attribute this to bureaucracy. Someone was lazy. Someone was just trying to placate him and be like, oh yeah, we're working on it. Relax. They didn't even touch it. That is not fair. That is not fair to anybody. It is not fair to him. It is not fair to the fans. It is not fair to anybody. He has all the right to complain. Of course, like I said, do not take this as he is going to be the next one to graduate. No, he's venting. He has taken a break for his mental health because this must have affected him a lot. He's taking a break for his mental health right now. Let him relax. Don't keep bugging him. Don't do all that. Just again, a recommendation, not a requirement. But be glad that they can actually still make complaints like this inside of the company, because as we know, other companies never let you do that. Other certain ones out there would not let you do that. And that is a shame that they don't. But I'm glad that at the very least, Hololive does let them. With everything that's happening, Yagoo has been getting a lot of hate. And of course, it's normal to be criticized as a person who is leading a company. The CEO, the buck stops with them in general, except, when you're publicly traded, the buck stops with your investors a lot of times. So you have to see that. After seeing some comments, it's worth clarifying that going public was never Yagoo's choice. CP chose that over being forced to sell the company entirely. Let's take a look. Gratitude for being able to go public and continue the company. As a startup company funded by venture capital, we had no choice but to go public or sell. But we are grateful to be able to go public and continue the company. Considering the fact that several VTuber companies have grown and the VTuber industry has been launched thanks to investments from venture capitalists, I believe that the startup system has truly launched the industry. So it wasn't his choice. It's because he had venture capital money involved in it that you either had to sell it to the venture capitalists or sell it in some way because they wanted their money back, or go public. He decided the lesser of two evils was going public. Now, this is not a full-on defense of Yagoo, because there have been mistakes. Obviously, there's mistakes in management with the way things are going now. But remember, publicly traded companies are very, very beholden to their investors. The investors want a certain change. If they voted in, you have no option but to make that change happen. That's what happens with Nijisanji. That's what happens with other companies. Thank you for informing me. I didn't know Yagoo was almost forced to sell the company. Cover was a tech startup before they became Hololive, so I presume whoever fronted that initial company money came looking for their cut of the investment. I recall he brought it up a few times in some interviews, but yeah, those are some very business investment corporate interviews, so I don't think a lot of the fans saw it. Stated in the top comment to clarify something, as a startup funded by venture capital, we had no choice but to go public or sell. It's because venture capital has certain conditions for a return on their investment and contractual obligations of the person receiving the capital. On reading a bit about venture capitalists, they give funding for a share of the company. And part of that is a profit is not just having the company pay back their loan, but also creating value for the percentage of the company. So it's basically not only paying back the loan, but giving them a little bit extra on top of that. And I guess, just my rat here, there wasn't enough money coming in for them to give them the extra. So they're like, all right, here's what we'll do. We'll give you some of our stock because we're going to be going public. We'll give you some of the stock as collateral for what's going on. And that's what they ended up doing, from what I gather. Venture capitalist money is good because it prevents you from having to actually go out of business, but it's bad because you're beholden to those people as well. So, as I said, him being a CEO, the buck always stops with him. But remember, it wasn't his choice because of the fact, in order to keep the company going, he got venture capital money because it would have been long gone. We wouldn't have had all the wonderful people we have now. They hadn't gone public and done venture capital, but it's a double-edged sword always. So just giving you guys a little bit of idea of how everything was behind the scenes. Scarle had a 3D debut announcement. She's doing her 3D, which is very important because, well, I mean, it's good that she has a 3D. It's good that they're pushing forward with the 3D because we know that management isn't the best at that agency. Well, it looks like now with recent news, all agencies have pretty bad management when it comes to the top agencies. Let's talk about her 3D debut. I'm glad that she's getting it, and she announced it here.
Exactly. You guys are not ready for the amount of times I'm going to be twerking just because I want to. Or I'm just going to be shaking my ass and my titties just because I want. Thank you, Lone was born. Thank you for the 27 months. As you should, Queen. Exactly, VLV. I mean, 2 days ago, I was asking why Scarling's so corny. Now even more reason. Exactly. I'm glad you all think so.
So she announced it on her stream. As you can tell, she's being her funny self, the amazing person that she always is. She wore clamps of a certain nature before. She's probably going to wear it in VR as well. You know what? Good for her. She deserves it. She absolutely does. Let the stream of 3D debuts begin again. Now it's just a question of if they have XLAs sitting in a storage as well. It looks like, based on the fact that some of them get concerts with their 3Ds, they are just there waiting for it to actually happen, which is not fair to any of them. I mean, if you already have it out, why the hell not just put it out there? I mean, that's the issue that I have. There's too many agencies now doing that in following Nijisanji's footsteps. At least in that case, I hope they don't. Because Nijisanji has some really bad footsteps to follow if that is what you want to do. They've been doing really horrible things. And thumbnail boobs, of course, considering she's one of EN's top talents, it should have happened years ago, but at least it's something. As I have covered in some leaks before, they tell you maybe 2 years down the line you might get a 3D, which seems to be the case. And it's really unfortunate because they deserve a 3D as soon as possible. Of course, you can't do it always very soon if you're going by seniority, but they deserve to have it at some point. And I'm very glad that Scarle Yonaguni has it. I am breaking with tradition, my tradition a little bit, because this whole Fauna thing has me a little ticked off, to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. You know me, I'm very straight with you guys. I am a little ticked off with what's going on. It's a management issue. I don't think it goes all the way to the top in this situation. But remember, there are times when you can be so big and there can be bureaucracy going so horribly that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And I think this is one of those situations where the left hand does not know, the left hand being Yagoo, does not know what the right hand being the management is doing. That is, ultimately, it does fall on Yagoo, because Yagoo is a CEO, and he's always been that type of person. So I think he's going to be working on fixing this. I hope he does. But here's what I'm doing, breaking tradition. I usually don't do this while they're still in Hololive, but they're graduating, so I want to push people just in case, if you're scared about where Fauna is going, you're scared about what's going to be happening to Fauna. Guess what? There is a place where you can go and see. Lemon Leaf, fine, family, fantastic, fair. Here we go, support her, but don't be weird about it. Don't mention Fauna by name in Lemon's chat or anything, or Lemon in Fauna's chat. Please don't do that. Don't mix things up. It makes people very uncomfortable. Like I said, most VTubers, including Fauna, including Lemon Leaf, will ban you, and they will mute you and time you out if you do this. It is against VTuber etiquette. It is against just it's being rude. It's being very rude. So of course, here's Lemon Leaf here. The subscriber count right now, I think, is over 200K. We're going to take a look at it. As of yesterday, it moved from 34K to 134K because, just like I'm mentioning, a lot of people already knew it. It's the worst kept secret right now. And I'm letting you guys know, now she's at 213K. Last time she posted anything was a day ago. Lemon Leaf orders pizza. And here, let's take a look.
Pizza time.
There you go. A little bit of lemon leaf, giving you guys a little bit of solace in this whole thing. Guarantee you now, because of the amount of followers she's had and the recent posts that she's been doing, she's going to be moving back there. But here's the thing. Remember, it won't be like January 4th. She's going to be going back to this. She's probably going to take a week off or a bit off in order for her to recenter herself and just take some time off of what's going on. And then she'll probably be coming back when she does. Remember to welcome her. But again, don't mix the two kayfabes together. She's lemon leaf. When she's lemon leaf, she's Fauna. When she's streaming as Fauna. Leave it at that. A quick thing from Koefficient. Koefficient is a big person in the Hololive sphere because he's been a huge fan of Hololive since Kiryu Koko and even before that. So he has a bit of sway. He has a bit of leeway in what he says. He says, now with Chloe departing, I do have some thoughts about Hololive right now. The company is just really big right now to the point where they have to do a bunch of stuff, concerts, media appearances, collabs, to keep up with the company, like to keep up appearances, to keep up the growth. They have to do a lot of that, especially Holo X, because they are very, very popular. So her deciding to step away from that to potentially do her own thing and take things easy is pretty reasonable. Chloe has also had throat problems for as long as I remember. She said it since the beginning, her throat wasn't the best. She even said it recently in her announcement. Her throat was one of the big issues. I mentioned that. Some people missed it, but I mentioned that in there, that her throat was a big reason why this is happening, because she's going to have to do a lot more singing, etc. As you know, Hololive does tend to transition a little bit more to idol right now. Decided it's time to go at her own pace and pursue things that aren't intense for her health. People will of course draw all sorts of conclusions, but this is what I personally think. I'm sad she's going to go, and I feel for the Chloe fans, but I do think over the course of the 3 years, she had a fantastic run. She did. She absolutely did. She also still wants to be affiliated, similar to media. So hopefully we can get her again. The big difference this time is that, if you remember correctly, in the Hololive one, they said pretty much merchandise, the only merchandise that's going to stay is the merchandise that she currently has. No new merchandise is going to be created. And it was very confusing. I kind of took it as that after she affiliates herself, there's going to be no merch, period. Like all the other merch is like limited edition pretty much. So that's what I understood. I may be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Of course, I don't mind corrections. I don't mind you guys knowing more than I do. I recall Suisei said the cover had changed a lot in order to grow. Holo cover had to make difficult decisions, stricter rules, some becoming more impossible. Of course, not every talent are okay with it, and will leave if the direction don't align. And that's normal. That's absolutely normal. It doesn't mean a company like a corporation like Cover is doing things behind the scenes to mess them up. It just means things are changing, and some people have a different path that they want to take. Our Orca said herself to believe in her words and stop speculating, since no one at fault here, and I will do so. Yes, no one is at fault. Hololive isn't all of a sudden becoming Nijisanji or anything like that. They're not all of a sudden becoming really bad management. It's just they're taking a path not everyone is going to align with, and that's fine. If they want to take a different path, like for example, some people may just want to take relaxed streaming instead of huge idol activities like concerts, sponsorships, all that kind of stuff. All those projects can weigh down on us, but as a big organization, those projects are needed because legally, Hololive, Cover, and Nijisanji, any color, legally, they are responsible to their investors to do everything possible to get profits and to get money, to get income. Legally, now that they are publicly traded, they have to do that. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily that they're screwing all the talents. I do wish them all the best in their endeavors, the ones that have left. Aqua, Amelia doing the affiliate thing, Chloe doing the affiliate thing, other people who may in the future do the affiliate thing, I wish them the best. Unless actual information comes out that Hololive and Cover are doing horrible things behind the scenes as management, that is when I'll say that they're doing horrible things as management. It is scary. Believe me, I got scared. What is happening behind the scenes? But with Chloe saying it's nothing behind the scenes that's going wrong, with Aqua saying nothing behind the scenes that's going wrong, just a different path that they want to take, I will take that as their. Michi has had a lot of experience with debuts, a lot of experience in the VTuber community with, you know, where she was before and where she is now. So she talks about the fear of being forgotten, preferential treatment, ignored even more, YouTube PTSD, breaking down to 3 to 4 times a week before. That is never good. That is a management issue, as I've said before, from where she was. Never a talent issue. It's never an issue of doing bad things. Always of the VTubers, talents, livers, whatever you want to call them, going more and doing everything they can, but their management being horrible. She doesn't have that now in VShojo. She has much better.
You know what's... I think like what triggered all of this in my head to think about it is genuinely the Nova debut. The Nova debut made me like realize something weird, right? And I'll be 100... Like, I might sound like an ass, but this is my honest truth. I used to be so scared of so scared. Because debuts is really fun, right? Like more people for the chat, more content. It's really nice. It's good for chat. It's more friends to meet and etc. It's really good. But like, I used to relate debuts to like, hey, you know, fresh young faces. We will like constantly remind you that we will not really do anything for you and do everything for them. So like, they debut, they get everything. They get like everything you ever asked for. For years, you're like asking for it. They say like, yeah, sure, we'll do it soon. They never do it. But then now these people come waltzing in and they get it. Is it jealousy? Yeah, it's not their fault. Like, that is not their fault. You are jealous. Like, at first, you're happy for them. And eventually, you get, like, envious, maybe is the word? And then you get scared. It goes from jealousy to fear, right? Because now you're like, fuck, how am I gonna stand out from this? How do I keep this up? Like, you don't even care about them anymore. Like, you cannot even genuinely enjoy a debut anymore. Now, like, I was the new person in VShoujo, right? But recently, Nova debuted. And for the first time in a while, I genuinely enjoyed a debut. Like, I'm excited. Like, I don't see it as, like, a bad thing. I sat there and I was like, this is fun. Like, these people are so fun, so creative, amazing talent. And I genuinely let it, like, seep in that I have new people to interact with. And I even got, like, gifts for them because I was just genuinely excited for them to be here. And it was, like, a turning point in a way. Like, it made me realize, like, holy shit, things have changed. And I can't be stuck in this mentality where it's like, oh my god, if the new debuts come, am I never gonna get, like, promoted? Am I never gonna get merch again? Am I never gonna get, like, a sponsor opportunity? What's gonna happen to me? Like, am I gonna get ignored again? Like, I don't have that fear. You know, like, they debuted, and my manager still talked to me, and I still get talked about. I got my fucking plushie. Like, let's be so fucking for real. It did
Michi,
happen.
if you don't want to go back to YouTube, that's fine
Weird.
with us. We're the Twitch audience anyway. What do we want YouTube for? But if
Lamau.
people are asking you, why are you not posting on YouTube? Are you scared or something? Just respond, yes, I am shitting myself.
I'm shitting
And throw
myself.
your shit at them.
No,
Prove your title as #1 stinkiest in shoujo like your senpai Henya knows you are.
No, but I want to make YouTube videos because it's fun. Like, aside from the pressure, like, if you remove the pressure from it, it's genuinely really fun to do. Like, this was a hobby for me. Before it was ever a job, this was a hobby, like a passion project, you know? And then somewhere along the line, I lost it. Like, somewhere along the journey, I completely lost the fact that I had fun here. Like, I forgot the fact that you could have fun here.
And that is where I'm going to leave it. She goes further and further into it. Of course, you can see this. This is from the Heya plushie merch, TTS game Discord, whatever, the just chatting that she had. You can take a look at that. That's why I leave the title there, so you can take a look at it, go further into it. We're about 1 hour and 34 minutes in, so you can take a look there and see more of what she says. But pretty much this was all managed. Now that she has good management behind her in VShoujo, now that she has managers who care, she has an agency that cares, or at least, you know, is showing that they care about promoting her, she doesn't have that worry. She said she was finally able to enjoy a debut. She's able to enjoy the Nova debut. Not see it as like, oh my god, well that means I'm going to be forgotten now. No, because she's not. The management showed her, hey, we're different. We're not that old management that you had. We're not the management that you were stuck in before, where you were asking for things for years and not getting. And then someone debuts, they get it within a month or less of their debut. That is really messed up. That is why I rail against a certain company and their management. I was seen as railing against the VTubers. I don't rail against the VTubers unless they do something wrong. I don't say anything against the VTubers unless they say something wrong. And then I'll criticize them just like I get criticized all the time as well. That's just normal. I don't hate the VTubers. I don't hate the livers. I don't hate any of them. But I do want it to be known that, yeah, people make mistakes just like I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And that is, of course, something that I correct. And I will focus my main attention on the VTuber agency versus the VTubers themselves. The Dragoons have 2 birthdays to celebrate. Today is the birthday of a certain purple dragon, but of course she posted the cake on behalf of that purple dragon. My birthday is July 4th, guys. Just felt like posting cake today. A random cake to celebrate her Oshi, Doki's Kami Oshi, the purple dragon. She posted the cake on someone else's behalf. They may be gone, but they're still here, literally and in spirit. And of course, for those who don't know, it's just Doki being Doki. Doki just having some fun. Nothing too deep to look at, just some fun. Happy birthday. Dragoons celebrate their history. Yes, they do, of course. And today is Aqua's birthday, JST, which is, I think, December 1st. It's December 1st, JST, as I am recording this. It's December 1st, JST. So, Aqua's birthday as well. But yeah, just a little bit of fun on the part of Doki. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of all sizes, shapes, forms, any way that they are there. I try to do this in order to bring positivity to the community and not have people tearing each other down and causing too much drama, actually causing drama, and all that kind of stuff. We want positivity more than anything. Because today we're talking about Emmy the Hooligan. They are a art addict, PNG tuber such IRL, she, her, and let's talk about what they've been putting out here. This is their Twitch channel. There are some videos here, of course, that I'm going to look at, stuff that I put 14 days ago, an Overwatch stream here.
do anything she wants.
How was your day? Why?
There we go. I wanted to show you a little bit of her voice because the other people were people that she is collabing with at this point. She was collabing with other people. So wanted to show you a little bit of her voice so you can get a bit of a feel of her voice. And of course, they don't have a YouTube. I would have, if I do find it, I will link it down below. Right now, they don't have any linked YouTube. So either way, thank you so much for letting me showcase you, Emmy. And I do hope that this helps you get some more views on your channel. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.